Two gentlemen over here is from.
We're from the California Conventions blog.
What he said.
All right. Thank you all for the opportunity for the interview. My first question for Thunderbolt Fantasy is what sets the show apart from other forms of Asian visual media, like anime, manga, video games, because we're looking at puppetry.
そうですね。僕の意識としては日本で関わっていたアニメのお仕事がどんどんデジタルに比重が移っていく中で
His understanding is that with the digitization of content and everything becoming so digital, that especially in Taiwan, this kind of sort of analog puppetry and presentation, it's real, actual physical things, has tremendous impact. And he thinks that this art absolutely needs to be continued and carried on into the future.
So I was wondering, Thunderbolt Fantasy is looked like a really good series with puppetry and everything. But I also wonder, how were each of you approached to this project?
僕はいろんなところで申し上げてますけれども、台湾の別件でお招き受けて台湾を観光していた時にたまたま通りかかった場所でPD 社の博覧会やってまして、そこで初めてシリーズのことを知ってもう一目で虜になりまして、その場でブルーレイボックス買って。
He was actually visiting Taiwan for a separate reason, and he happened to be able to see a display, an exhibit of PD's works, and that was when he found out about their series for the first time. And so he bought a Blu-ray box and he brought it to their autograph session and had it signed, and then there was a picture of him taking that Blu-ray box to get it signed, and there was an article that appeared in the newspaper that said, Japanese creators interested in Korean and Taiwanese culture. Ever since then, it was just fate.
The Japanese side was more involved in the character design, the 2D side, so the character design and the writing of the script. And the Taiwan side, the Pili side, then they were more into the making of the puppets and also post-production. And because this is an international two countries collaboration, so there are a lot of things that needed to work out, they have to discuss. For example, Pili Puppets has their own traditional style, but now we're trying to put the puppets and the show forward to a wider audience in the world. So there are a lot of discussion back and forth, for example, about the art design. So reality, how do you make the 2D design to a 3D design? There are limitations in the design and the realization of it. And then also there are limitations in filming the puppets. So some kind of sequence might not be able to be done, so there's a lot of discussion. And then we also care very much about what the Japanese audience would view this kind of new media and how they will receive.
You recently just announced that you're going to do a season 2 at this weekend at Sakura-Con, and that's going to come out in 2018. With that announcement, do you feel you're tapping into a form of visual media that could potentially be a worldwide phenomenon?
So we've just started work on that project, and I think we need to continue to add to it and build it up over time. And the really important thing is to constantly deliver amazing content, and there's always a next step so that this can continue for a long period of time. Urubuchi-san thinks that that's going to be key to the success of the series. Of course, all the staff are incredibly talented and are all working their hardest on creating this new content, but we're still in the middle of it, and we still have a long way to go, and I think it's going to be a marathon.
I have a question for just the overall perspective of Thunderbolt Fantasy, that I also noticed that there were partnerships together, including Good Smile Company. So how did that partnership come into a project like this?
さっきのね、なるそめの話にちょっとつながっちゃうんですけど、うろぶちが多分2014年だと思うんですけど、でイベントで霹靂さんの作品を知って、で僕らは、それを受けていろいろと調べ始めて、台湾と連絡を取るために、まず僕は秋田に連絡をしましたね。ルートスマイルカンパニーなんです。それは秋さんがやっぱり台湾の方でビジネスをされていたので、そこから、こちらの方からアプローチさせていただいて、ぜひ一緒に何かを仕事できませんかっていう形でメールをさせていただいて、そしたら同時に秀樹さんからの連絡をいただき、でそこからですね、
Digitaro, the president of Night Plus, says that it was in an event in 2014 that they first heard about this from Urobuchi-san, and that's when this chance to work with this Taiwanese production arose. And that's when he first reached out to Aki from Good Smell Company and asked that they work together on this project. And the idea was to leverage the best of both worlds, have the Japanese side, the skills in character design and music and sound effects and production quality and sensibility in this project, and leverage each other's strengths. And Good Smile Company, of course, has amazing skills in sculpting and creating physical objects, and so he definitely wanted to reach out to Aki and bring them into the project, and that's how they gathered this talent and amazing staff.
Our final question for this interview session is, do you have any messages to your fans of Thunderbolt Fantasy?
古代史というのは本当に長い間台湾で育まれて元の、中国大陸発祥の伝統の人形劇からは独特の進化を遂げた本当に未来と伝統の融合した素晴らしい新しいオリジナリティあふれる芸能だと思ってます。これが僕は
Budaiji, this puppetry tradition, has a very long history in Taiwan and in China, and it's evolved in such a unique way over history, and I think that it's a very original way to approach creativity for the future. And I think if this art was limited to Taiwan only, it would be such a waste to the world. So now that we've introduced it to Japan, and I look forward to introducing it to North America as well, I'm very happy. I hope that it spreads throughout the world, and for that to happen, we need your support. So thank you all to the fans for your support.
Well, that's all we have here, so thank you very much. Arigato.
Arigato gozaimasu.
And that's our interview.
All right, thank you all for tuning in. This is Matthew, California Conventions Blog,
And Nate
signing
from the
off.
California Conventions Blog, signing off here at Sakura-Con 2017.
Thank you.
Arigato.